Oh, I'm not on my own. Thank goodness for that. Evening. How are you? I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes, see if anyone else joins us. But thanks for dialing in, not leaving me to talk to myself for 10 minutes. Oh, we got a couple of people now. Good. Glad to see you well. Got a bit of an update this end. I managed to pick up a new detector yesterday. Not that I needed it. Having the Deus and a Knox 700, but proud owner of a Manticore now, which is a bit. Oh, hello, someone else here as well. Nice to have you all on board. Feel free to fire away some questions or anything. To be honest, it's a bit sort of daunting just sitting chatting to yourself on a phone. Tried to get it to work on my laptop, but my MacBook said no, so I'm on my phone unfortunately. So we're in portrait mode tonight, which is not ideal, obviously, if you're watching on a laptop. So yeah, as I say, picked up a Manticore yesterday, so hopefully managed to try that out on Saturday, which will be good, or Friday, whenever I can get out. Not sure if you guys have got permissions of your own, but mine is very much off limits at the moment. My crops are sort of at maybe 3 feet tall now, which is not ideal considering I'm only 5'5". I get lost in there. Don't know if I can even see who's online unless you're commenting. But yeah, if you feel like asking any questions or whatever, or sharing any news, and you found anything exciting recently? I managed to find quite a few coins last weekend, actually. Found a nice George III silver this time, not quite the gold from a couple of weeks ago. Sedgefield metal detectorist, how long have you been detecting? 15 months in, completely and utterly absorbed. Yeah, it's about the same for me. So it was last March for myself. So yeah, that makes me sort of 14, 15 months as well. Yeah, and it's just become sort of a bit of an obsession, really, which is a bit of a problem, as can be evidenced here. And I've actually got a few of my finds just added to this tattoo sleeve. That one there's my silver denarii that I found sort of last June. That's my gold from a couple of weeks ago, and there's a nice sort of long cross, sort of voided long cross. I think it's Henry III. So yeah, bit of a a bit of an obsession myself. Hi Diaz, nice to have you on board. It's not going to be very exciting, this. It's quite a sort of last minute plan, really. I realised that I didn't really have enough material to get another video out, so I thought I'd just come on and have a quick chat with y'all. I know it's not something I've done before, but it's quite, as I say, it's quite sort of daunting when you're a bit anxious about these things, just blabbering on to yourself for a little while. But thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I was sitting here just thinking about the plans when I can next get out. Hopefully get out, as I say, at the weekend, which is good. Oh, bucket list finds. Obviously a gold stater. Everybody's bucket list for the gold stater, but I'm super lucky that I found my gold. Never really expected to find the gold. If you watched my video from when I found it, you can probably tell it was a bit of a surprise. Yeah, it's silver thimble. It's quite high up on the bucket list. Haven't found one of them. I've been really lucky. I've found a couple of Pilgrim's ampulas. Found a lot of hammered now. I've got about 6 or 7 hammered. Silver denarii is obviously good as well. The fact that I've managed to find one of them. I'm into the sort of zoomorphic stuff as well. So anything sort of like snake buckle. I'd love to find a snake buckle. That would be really cool. Or any sort of Roman animal brooch or something along those lines. That'd be pretty cool as well. Anybody else found anything interesting recently? Type it in the comments. I'll have a chat about it. I found a little fibula once as well. That was quite an experience. I didn't really know what it was. It was just like this sort of little bent up little curved thing, but I knew when I seen the shape of it, I was like, oh, I think this might be what I think it is. And then someone confirmed it for me, and that was a pretty cool minute as well. My tattoos are great, thank you very much. These bits, the coins were only added yesterday, so it's still pretty painful, to be honest. Yeah, my artist is really good. Say this sleeve sort of is like 4.5 days worth of work. Really painful. Obviously not everybody's cup of tea. I had a few comments on my gold video where people were just worried about how much they hated my tattoos. That's cool. That's, you know, it's, as long as I like them, they're not anybody else's concern really, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I've got quite a few. Oh, there's ads. Union ads. Would have loved to be part of your live, but I'm working away at the moment. Catch up as soon as I'm able. Nice to see you, mate. Yeah, I would have had you on board as well, but I say this is a bit of a last minute thing. I don't know if this can you watch this later? I'm not really sure how live works, whether this will be recorded and y'all can like watch it later. Thanks, Diaz. Yeah, I appreciate that. The tattoos, I do like the tattoos. I've got loads more as well, but yeah, the sleeve is the one you can see the most at the minute. Definitely, it's it's a plague doctor and a raven and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's a big work, a big piece. I got to take care of it in the sunshine as well when I'm out there. North Devon detectorist, evening. Nice to have you with us. Fire away any questions you've got, guys. Happy to answer any questions. I'll stick around for sort of 10 minutes or so. I don't want to waffle on at you for too long. I've got a tendency to just rabbit on and on and on. Can't wait to try out the Manticore at the weekend. That'd be really cool. As I've borrowed one a couple of times and I did like it, but for me the Deus was just the better machine. I liked the noises it made. I liked sort of how definite it was when you sort of went over a target and you sort of know with the Deus the noises that it makes. With the Manticore, you're sort of focused more on the screen. But one came up at a really good price. It was 10 minutes away from my journey home from Winchester last night, so I couldn't resist sort of taking the plunge with the Manticore. So now I've got a Manticore and a Deus. So I can't wait to get out and make some content with the Manticore as well. It'll be really cool. Totally different machine as well. So it's, you know, it's going to perform differently on different things. Oh, what have we got? I see they found a Tudor castle. Oh, a Tudor castle. Wow, that's cool. I'd love to go to somewhere where there's been like proper history before. You know, you hear on these weekend digs and stuff, oh, you know, come here, there's loads of history. We found a Roman fort and stuff, and then nothing comes up. it's just your luck, really, I think. Talking of weekend digs, I was supposed to be digging with UK History Finders last weekend, and the Valley got cancelled, which was really unfortunate. Because I'd hoped to get a couple of videos out at least. Yeah, looking forward to catching up with some friends as well, and it ended up not happening, unfortunately. But oh, so Diaz, you're from Portugal, but you've lived in England about 8 years. Yeah, well, like I'm from Scotland and I've been in England 15 years this year. It just seems like it's just flown by. But yeah, welcome to the video. Nice to have you. North Devon detectorist, what's your best find? It's hard to say really, but best find, people have got different opinions on what best is, don't they? Like usually it's what's your most expensive find? I don't really care about the money, to be honest. My best find is probably my first hammered, because I just seemed like I'd been waiting so long to find this coin. Like I've been going out every sort of week. I've been going out on the field. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. I've got really bad hay fever. I'd be going out on the field every week and people would say, right, Jelly, this is it. It's your hammered. It's today. It's going to happen. And it just felt like it was never going to happen. And I think it was my first group dig of this year. I went out and yep, there it was. There was the hammered. And I was literally crying in the field like some idiot. And just like sharing it with people on text, like, oh my God, it's finally happened. It's finally happened. And then yeah, the very next hole was a pilgrim's ampulla. So I just had a cracking day. And that same day I actually found a little silver buckle, which is currently going through the treasure process. That's really, really exciting. So they think it's sort of 1600s. I don't think I'll see it again anytime soon. But it's really cool to have something going through the process. This little silver buckle. If you go onto my Instagram, there is a few pictures of it on there. It's nothing special, to be honest, but it is a little silver buckle, and it was really nice to find. I knew straight away that it was silver. Just apart from being a little bit broken, it was actually in really good condition. So yeah, really happy to find that. But yeah, and it was exciting finding my denarius as well. Was a really cool moment, because it was just such a nice day. I was just out in the sunshine, and it was just one of these perfect sort of things that I'll never forget. That sort of looking in the mud that I just flipped out and seeing Hadrian staring back at you is just like such an incredible feeling. Really, really cool. So yeah, that was like a couple of my best finds. Yeah. So I'm sort of don't have too much to say today actually, so I'm quite looking forward to the weekend. Really looking forward to getting out. Paul, my man, how are we? Haha. So Paul, who's just joined the chat, we have had a bit of an unofficial hammered competition. So I think we both found, correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, we both found our first hammered sort of roughly the same kind of time. And we met at Detectival last year. And it was one of these sort of like, let's see who can find the first one. And we both sort of start finding them at the same time. As he says, he said, don't mention how many hammers you have. I'm still on 4. You've missed it. I've already told everyone I've found 6. But yeah, what a feeling it is to find those hammies. Absolutely amazing. Diaz says, I've got 4 metal detectors. 4? Well, that doesn't make me feel so bad about having 3 now. Try to sell the 700. So I've got a Knox 700, which I've had. It was my first detector that I bought. Beer's my way. Yeah, I'll make sure. I'm not going to Detectival this year, unfortunately. I'm gutted. I'm actually booked onto another dig the same weekend. It's the Just Detect Roman Valley, which will be amazing. But I'm not going to Detectival. However, if the beers are on me, I will make sure that the money gets to you guys and you can get around on me. That's absolutely a promise. So yeah, sorry, talking about detectors. So the Knox 700 was the first detector that I bought. I borrowed a Nocta Simplex before that. And then the first one I bought was the Knox 700. So now, having bought the Manticore, I don't really need 3. So I've got the Dace 2, I've got the Manticore. So I'm trying to sell the 700 at the minute. If anyone wants a 700, hit me up. But yeah, so yeah, beers, Paul. If they're on me, you'll still get them, don't worry. Anybody else got any questions or anything to say, anything to talk about? I say it feels a bit weird, like sort of chatting to my phone because nobody's actually here. Everybody's on the little screen. I can't even see who I've got with me. I can see like there's 8 of you, which is cool. Thanks for giving up some of your night to have a chat. Yeah, say hoping to get out again soon. Have we got any other questions here? Where we go? How's the camper van? Yeah, so I've got my VW, which I use at the weekends sometimes to get away. It's great. It's really handy to have it because obviously I don't need to sort of pitch a tent and things like that. Sort of just rock up and get in the camper van and everything in there that I need. So that's good. But yeah, it's really handy to have the camper van. Super, super handy. It's great on weekends. Oh, what have we got? Don't worry about crying over your hammered. Yeah, and the same thing happened. I found that Denarius as well. I'd just been helping a chap dig a coin. It was really deep in this hole, and he couldn't pinpoint this coin. So I sort of gave him my pinpointer, and we managed to get it out together. And it was a really nice. I think it was just a George V, but it was really nice, loads of detail. I was like, oh, I wish that was mine because I hadn't even found a detailed coin up to that point. And then I'd gone over and I found this coin. Obviously I knew in my heart, I knew it was a Roman, but I ran back over to this poor chap and I was like, tell me that this isn't what I think it is. And he's like, yeah, it's a Roman silver. And then, I'm just in a field crying to some random guy that I've never met before. So, my mate came over and turned it to a self-help group. Yeah, I mean, when you find Roman, I think when you find anything, like for me, when you find it, it's like having that tangible link to history, like holding it in your hand, and it's like, oh, like the last person to hold this was Roman, or and what's the story when they lost it? Were they gutted? Like, why, or did they throw it away? Like, there's so many different things, like different stories that I like to sort of think have happened in my head. Oh God, what we got now? What do you like to eat when you're detecting? I'm really bad. I don't like eating when I'm detecting. I get so distracted and I just forget to eat. I'm not a breakfast person either, so it can end up being that I get to my permission, say at 6:30 in the morning, and I don't actually end up eating anything until I get home. It's really, really bad. Good for the diet, but it's really, really bad. I make sure I drink enough though. Being Scottish, if I get in the sunshine for too long, if I get like knackered and stuff, if I don't drink enough, it's bad. And I need to cover myself in sun cream as well. Jomo, did you buy your camper van new? I'm seriously thinking about buying one. No, I didn't buy it new. timing of buying the camper van was bad and good at the same time, because it was bought in November 2019 with big plans for 2020, and the furthest it ended up going was Tesco up the road because of COVID. So yeah, but timing wise meant that it was actually really cheap, like compared to after COVID. So if I'd bought it after COVID, it would have been probably another 50% more expensive. So but yeah, they're definitely handy if you think you'll get the use out of it. Then go for it. Maybe hire one first, see how you go. Oh, Steve from Frinton just started the hobby and got a TX 850. Have you ever used one? I haven't used one, no. As I say, I started on the Simplex, so a chap loaned me his Simplex, which was really, really kind of him. He didn't even know me, so it was really kind of him to lend me his detector. But yeah, tip with any machine, just make sure you spend the time with it. Like, spend time with your machine and just get to know it. Dig everything, because then you'll get to sort of hear what the noises are. Like, oh, you'll sort of recognize what's a trash tone and what's a good tone. If you give it a bit of time, yeah, just any machine, the more time you spend on it, the more you're going to know it, the more you're going to find. Really, that would be my tips. Paul, what are you saying? I bought one online. Oh, so yeah. Paul's not found a Roman, but he bought one online to start his collection. Hope it will bring you luck. Yeah, I hope it does bring you luck, Paul. It'll be really good to see your first Roman as well. I'm not going to get into a Roman competition because I think I might be winning already. No more beers. Yeah, so what were we saying? Yeah, we were talking about eating. Yeah, as I say, I don't tend to eat much when I detect. I do keep some snacks in the camper van sometimes. So if I've got the van, I will go back to the van for lunch, even if that's just having like a sort of cereal bar or something quite light. Yeah. Well, what time are we at? Yeah, so if anybody else has got anything else they want to know, or any random questions, happy to answer random questions. Doesn't need to be detecting related. Just great to have like 8 of you joining me. That's great. At least I'm not sitting talking to myself, which was the fear. If anyone's around tomorrow night, I'm actually on the Big Detecting Show, which starts at 8 o'clock. You can catch that on YouTube and Facebook. So this is a nice little warm up for the Big Detecting Show, when at least I'll be on there with someone else, so that will be asking me questions. I won't feel like I'm sort of sitting talking to myself. Yeah. Oh, wait, are we? Metal Detecting Lincolnshire. Hello, welcome. Good evening. How are we? I do an awful lot of travelling. Oh, there we go. Any thoughts on the Trump trial? Yeah, you know what? I kind of try to stay away from politics as much as possible. It just, it's a minefield that I can't say I completely understand. And B, it always just brings drama, doesn't it? Whether it's here, so we're in election sort of period now as well, looking at a general election here in the UK soon. And everything is just politics, and I just tend to try and stay away from it as much as possible. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on politics. I'd rather detect than talk about politics. Good to hear you're doing well, metal detecting Lincolnshire. Good answer. Yeah, thanks. Say politics just brings drama, doesn't it? Like, and being from Scotland as well, we had like a big independence vote whether Scotland should have independence from the UK. I think that was 2014. I can't remember. And so many of my friends and family were just like having battles with each other about whether it should we be independent, should we not, and it just got to the point where people were having genuine fallouts over politics and opinions and things. And for me, it's just not worth it. Just let politics be. They'll be what they'll be, and that's it. Obviously, I know who I'm going to vote for and things, but that's as far as it goes for me. It's not something that takes up a huge amount of my brain power or energy, to be honest. Oh, I think I might, unless there's any other questions, folks, I think I might leave you all to your evening, because it feels like I've been talking at you all for quite a while. It's been 20 minutes. Thanks everybody for joining me. And yeah, as I say, if you're free sort of UK time about 8 o'clock tomorrow night, I'll be on the Big Detecting Show as well. So it'll be good to have you along there. There'll be more questions. I don't know what they're going to ask me. I don't know what they're going to say, but I'll be prepared. As I say, thanks very much for joining me. And if anybody else has got any questions, you know where I am on Instagram. Send us a message, stick a comment on YouTube, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you all there. Thanks very much. Have a good night, guys. Thanks, Paul. Catch you later, mate.